Sri Sharda Devi and her Divine Play, Chapter-5, page 68. Holy Mother recalled, "The door to the Nahabat was so low that at first I would always bump my head against the upper frame. One day I got a cut on my head. Then I became accustomed to it. My head bent off itself as soon as I approached the door. Many aristocratic women from Calcutta frequently came there. They would stand at the door, peep inside, and remark, 'Ha, what a tiny room for our good child. She is in exile, as it were, like Sita.' In our minds, we can see Holy Mother busy with her housework and forgetting herself in her service to her husband and mother-in-law. Her head bumps against the door frame, and tears trickle from her eyes. Covering her wound with her veil and ignoring the pain, she serves her husband and mother-in-law. Chandramani was so infirm that she could hardly move, and she depended on her daughter-in-law for everything. If anyone cautioned Holy Mother not to hurry, she would reply, 'My respected mother-in-law is now old. She needs me, so when she calls, I must rush to her.' During this first visit, Holy Mother stayed at Dakshineshwar from March 1872 to October 1873. At that time, the master considered himself to be a maid or female confidant of the Divine Mother. Holy Mother helped him to dress accordingly and also cooked for him. Some women from Dakshineshwar who used to visit the Kali temple became close to Holy Mother. Prompted by these women, one day Holy Mother said to the master, 'Well, if there is no child, how will the family continue?' The master replied, 'What good is there in having just one son? In the near future, you will have so many sons and daughters that you will be exhausted looking after them.' Holy Mother recalled, 'The master did not talk about anything other than God. He told me, look, this body exists one moment and dies the next. People undergo so much suffering and pain in this world. Why should this body beget more children? God is the eternal reality. It is better to call on Him. As soon as you assume a body, you have endless troubles.' A year after the Shodashi Puja, Holy Mother developed stomach problems. Shambhu Malik, a devotee of the Master, brought Dr. Ganga Prasad to treat her, but it did not help. As she did not want the master to be worried about her, she left for Kamarpur and Jairambati in October 1873. There she slowly recovered with the change of diet and climate. Holy Mother in Kamarpur and Jairambati. Human life never goes smoothly. Undoubtedly, poverty is painful, but it has a positive side. It helps the inner power of the soul to manifest. It turns the mind so that it surrenders to God. It teaches one how to fight through ordeals, and it helps one recognize a true friend. Like other people in the world, Holy Mother faced disease, bereavement, and poverty. In December 1873, while she was in Kamarpur, her brother-in-law Rameshwar died. She then moved to Jairambati, where her father died a few months later, on 26 March 1874. As a result, her mother suffered dire poverty. With her husband's death, the income from his priestly duties came to an end. Her children were young and there was no one to look after the farm. Fortunately, Shyamsundari was strong and steadfast, and she took up work of husking paddy for the family of a well-to-do neighbor. She received 1/4 of the rice she husked in exchange for her labor. Holy Mother began to help her mother by working the husking machine. Even with Holy Mother's help, Shyamsundari could not manage the household and also raise her young children on such a small income. So she sent her sons to different relatives to be educated. Holy Mother did not want to burden her mother, so she decided to return to Dakshineshwar. Second visit to Dakshineshwar. During Ramakrishna's lifetime, Holy Mother travelled between the Jairambati Kamarpakur area and Dakshineshwar 9 times. The distance between the Jairambati Kamarpakur area and Dakshineshwar is 60 miles via the Telobhelo route. Holy Mother would walk 52 miles, cross 4 rivers by ferry, and finally take a boat across the Ganges from Baidyabati to Dakshineshwar. She had no shoes and wore only a sari. She walked through the sun and rain without an umbrella, ignoring her discomfort. On her long journey, she would carry a cloth bundle either on her head or held against her waist under her right arm. The bundle contained all her belongings: a couple of saris, her jewellery, a thin towel, a cloth bag filled with puffed rice, a few chunks of hard molasses, and some bananas or other fruit. She would tie a few coins into one of the upper corners of her sari to pay the ferryman. Holy Mother was extremely intelligent and practical. When she travelled, she hid her jewellery inside the puffed rice to protect it from robbers. Holy Mother always travelled in a group to protect herself from the highwaymen. When she and her companions were tired, they rested along the side of a road under a tree. They bathed in their saris in a pond or lake near the road and then let their clothes dry on their bodies. They passed their nights on rope cots or on straw beds in roadside inns that provided a resting place for pilgrims or passers-by. The owners of inns often ran grocery shops. The travellers who could not afford to buy a meal could buy rice and dal to cook their own meal. It probably took Holy Mother 3 or 4 days to reach Dakshineshwar from Jairambati or Kamarpakur. She arrived in Dakshineshwar in April 1874 for her second visit. She again took up residence in the Nahvat and began serving the master and his mother. Jai Ma.